Nobody got it like. Nobody got it like.
Hello there, and welcome back once again here tonight for the Swisscom Heroleague powered by ESL. This is Strawberry Pie, I'm Don Rigoni. Welcome, we're gonna have the semi-finals tonight. This will be our match of tonight. Okay, that was a bit too fast probably.
Yeah.
There we go.
Can't expect that much.
We have Lostic here, he will be facing off against 7 Blades Esports, and we should have a closer look now at their respective roster here, starting out with the side of Lostic, as they have Lundorf in the top lane, Hedon in the jungle, Golden God who will be playing mid lane, and then Punchy together with Luna in the bottom lane. We've seen incredible things coming out already from those players, as they're incredibly talented. We've seen them so many times on the scene of the Swiss esports tournaments. Gold God, who's also actually a bot laner by trade, but he's had an incredible performance so far in that middle lane. But why don't you take us through their opposition here?
Yeah, let's jump right into it. In the team of 7 Blades Esports, we have on the top lane Jonas, Nico in the jungle, Mark in the mid lane, and both Sam and Frida at the bot lane. And I hope to see some really interesting things. But you said it, and it's really true. We have this team, both of these teams. I mean, this team is newer for me because I haven't seen it in the last competitions yet, and so they have still things to prove, and I think they have the potential to prove them. Though Team Lostic is really used to this kind of situations, playing in the semifinals. I mean, managing the stressful situations, and so let's see how this is going to end.
Absolutely, I'm super excited to see this. Should maybe clear things up shortly, as in-game they will be running different names here, at least on the side of 7 Blades Esports. It looks like their top laner Jonas, he's called Nira Khan. Then what was it? Sam was mid lane, I think. He was Mark.
Yeah,
Mark,
it's Homel.
And then in the bot lane we actually have Frida as the support, and then Imagine is Sam, and their jungler, whose name I forgot, I think, is Kaigon or Kigon.
Kaigon. Let's go with Kaigon.
Kaigon sounds more badass.
You know, it sounds like more prehistoric, like like really brutal and.
Kaigon.
Yes, that's it.
Kaigon Jin.
That's the spirit. Okay, what? No, you took it from prehistoric to the future.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's sometime Back to the Future we go. I mean, sometimes, okay. Let's not get down to that level yet. At the very least, where we juggle things back and forth from the past to the future, and let's focus on the present for once here. I mean, so far we've like teased this multiple times as we're coming in to the semi-finals matches and then the grand finals on the 10th and 11th of October. We of course have some inspiration that comes through Worlds play-in so far, and so, until now we've seen quite some interesting stuff actually coming out from there. Tristana has risen quite a bit in popularity.
Yeah.
I'd say we haven't seen as much Caitlyn, to be honest, although she made an occasional appearance here, as there's the first ban being thrown out here from Lostic in this Vigar. You might scratch your head and think, okay, but why?
Well,
But Homel actually has about
Yeah.
200 games on his
That's it.
Vigar,
if you
and is
if you,
rocking quite a decent win rate.
if you don't find the explanation into the meta, then it's just because it's a target ban.
Yeah, yeah.
that's the easiest explanation you can get.
Yeah, and the Elise here, I think this just pays tribute to last week's match we
I think
saw
so.
from Lostic, where they pretty much bullied the enemy AD carry out of the game and built 7 Magi's on their team. So that was interesting to watch. Very, very enjoyable. Lostic here opting for that Vladimir ban. That can of course be flexed, but I think this as well is mainly targeted here at Homel in the mid lane, as the Syndra is also taken out of the champion pool.
I mean, we've seen some bot lane Syndra, but that's not the case, I think, for Lostic, because we have Switzerstyle playing her as much as LeBlanc as well. I mean, those are the champions you found so often in the mid lane. They're not only meta, but they're also very liked in the Swiss scene and very likely to be played in the Swiss scene as well.
Yeah, incredibly so. Like, just coming from Worlds, we see a lot of priority usually on Lilia especially.
Yeah.
We've seen a lot of Lilia actually in all these games. We also saw quite a bit of Lucian and Golden God. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to say Golden God, who is actually a main AD carry, I imagine is super, super dangerous on something like Lucian, and hence the ban here coming out from Seven Blades. Okay. I mean, the Ashe would have made total sense there, but they seem to be teasing us with the King first. But no, it will be the Avarosan Queen here, the true Avarosan Queen, in my opinion. Certainly when it comes to the current meta.
It is. I think that's securing the AD carry for Punchy is one thing you really want to do, as this guy is so reliable on his bot lane and so good at farming. I mean, you can go whatever champion, late game champion you can imagine. It just will make it so useful for the team. And there goes the Jhin. So I mean, that's quite a sane reaction.
Yeah, but I mean, Jhin, he does decently well into the Ashe, can certainly keep up, but of course she will have that poke advantage. And yeah, Jhin lacking any mobility in his kit whatsoever outside of his movement speed gain, of course, that is, can be a pretty prime target for any Enchantal Crystal arrows flying his way, as Seven Blades is locking in the Nunu right here. This, of course, always warms my heart to see this beautiful Yeti there and Nunu, the little boy, on his back. As we're gonna see a lot of snowballing in this game. But of course, Nunu is actually one of my favorite champions here, but it doesn't quite scale as well here as the Karthus that is now picked up here on the side of Lostic for Hedon's hands.
That can turn so rapidly in a drastic game for Seven Blades if you have this Karthus fed. I mean, just remembering the first game we had at the quarterfinals with this Karthus going like 4-0 in what, 5 minutes?
Yes.
Not even 5 minutes, and he
And
was
like
already having
6k
so much
ahead
it
above
was
everyone,
awful.
even though they were losing the game. It was like pretty insane. And yeah, the scaling here continues as they also pick up the Ornn here. It's always nice when you have a Karthus that can just like power farm incredibly well, get to his runic echoes, and then head for a Rabadon's straight away. Maybe a little detour for a nullifying orb.
Depending on the situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, a bit. No, it's not a nullifying orb. It's I completely forgot. The name completely slipped my name. It gives magic penetration, flat magic penetration, and upgrades it to a Morellonomicon. But anyways, with the Ornn on their team, they will have the opportunity to upgrade it, the Rabadon's Death Cap, into a Death Crown, that is, and that will just make him even stronger here. And Seven Blades pick up the Maokai here, so some 3 plays from their side there. Top lane will not be particularly interesting, I think, unless that's going to be Maokai support here. They ban out the Lulu as well, and there is the Orianna being banned away on the side of Lostic.
I think the Lulu ban is it's not only a target ban but also a decent ban regarding to the composition they have, because they already have so much damage output with both Hidden and Cold Hawker. That's not the name we had before.
No, we have to check it for the other name, because I don't think the name he's rocking here is quite PG.
Not sure either.
And there's the Yumi also being taken away here. Of course, Luna, he lost his enchanter support, and he's so good on them. But what's still open at the moment is the Thresh, which we've seen Luna last week already, just doing such an incredible job. He had like an aimbot on those death sentences, and it also pairs super well with something like an Ashe, because it offers her that additional safety and a bit of mobility, while also providing her with even more engage and kiting tools.
I mean, once you're there, once you're trapped in those crowd controls, you're just not escaping.
Yeah. Looks like Seven Blades also opted for some scaling here, as they pick up the Unicorn Lady here in that Soraka. So they seem to be pretty content here with just handshaking in the bottom lane, keeping themselves healthy, maybe doing some farming, as we see the Vayne being picked up here on the side of Lostic. And I'm pretty sure that will go into the top lane as, yes, please, pick the Blitzcrank. Okay, it looks like, yeah, Rakan, he has had such a surge in popularity from Worlds. It was incredible. Like, for me, the big ones that I a little bit expected is like the Rakan, but the Alistair, which is just, he's basically replaced something like the Nautilus. He's just so insanely good. And we've seen such good Alistair plays being shown at
all
Worlds.
along. I mean, Alistair has been around forever, and
Yeah.
he kind of pops
He was
regularly
kinda
out.
sleeper. Yeah.
Yeah, but he regularly pops out, and there goes also a late game champ with Kassadin going on to Homel.
Okay, no, it will actually not be the Vayne. What am I thinking? It will not be the Vayne top lane, as we already have an Ornn there, but instead a Vayne here that Golden God picks up for himself. Well, I mean, you're an AD carry main, so I think you can pull this off, and it's a Kassadin. So guess what? He's not gonna do anything in the early game, and this Vayne can just farm up pretty freely, and it will be a dangerous time here for this Kassadin in the mid lane. But of course, if they can somehow stem any bleeding and get in some early ganks maybe with this Nunu, that is just incredibly good at these powerful ganks with his biggest snowball ever, then it can become quite dangerous, because a Kassadin that's slightly fed can pretty much one-shot 80% of Lostic's team here.
Man, that's gonna be League of Scaling this game. Look at these compositions, man. That's just incredible. I mean, it's just basically it's gonna be who scales the fastest and the best.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because we have both teleports on the both mid laners and top laners, so they're not trying to like. I mean, if you look, the compositions are quite balanced. I mean, there's no huge assassin there, is there?
Well, Kassadin.
Yeah, but
Kassadin.
that's just for late, mid game. I mean, they're not. They will. I don't think they really can play like, you know, two different win conditions, when one is going to full team fight, the other one is going to full split push and try to force objectives and just win by vision and position. but they have like the quite the same win conditions here, and it's just who's going to scale the fastest.
Yes, but also I gotta really hand it to Lostic here, as their scaling is just like off the charts,
Yeah.
because basically every one of them is scaling. While yeah, Soraka is a really good late game enchanter support, because she can just keep your team topped up basically all the time, and Jin isn't that bad either. Not quite on the Kassadin level, which once he reaches level 16 will of course be such a menace. But then in the Nunu and the Maokai, yeah, they're tanky champions. They're pretty good in early skirmishes and mid-game team fights. But then after that, they will just fall off, and especially against something like Ewain, who will be dealing that true max HP damage, it will be so hard to face off against them. And then it's basically like you also have a Karthus behind there. You have the Ashe that can just be incredibly safe, and then of course someone like a Luna on a Rakan is just such an incredible threat to basically all of the side of 7 Blades here, and offer such great engage tools, which is kind of lacking, I gotta say, on the side of 7 Blades. They have no true form of engage here.
Well, I think they have some tools, but they're maybe not as obvious as Lustics are, and it's true. I think in the execution they may be a little bit harder to pull off.
Yeah.
And well, that's like a challenge they're doing there. I think I think they know who they're playing against, and like if you look at our predictions, we both agree on the high probability that Lustig is winning these best of 3, and I think they also have this kind of, I mean, they just agree on the fact that they might have the upper hand. And is that the duck? Or
this is Willy. This is Willy.
You gave him a name without me.
Yes, Chef and I agreed we'd call him Willy.
Well, I didn't agree on that.
Would you agree?
I do.
Willy
I do. It's appropriate.
And we also thought about naming the toad next to him. It's like his best friend. We thought Krabby. What do you think about
well, it's you know,
coming
from Romandie, it's not neutral enough.
That's true. What's a better suggestion? We can also. I think the toad could also be female. I think.
Yeah, it's true. You kind of balance things.
Yeah.
That's true.
Call her like Manon.
Yes, I mean that would fit.
Or Etienne.
No, Etienne is not female.
Yeah, Etienne is not female. That's true, but it's also
well,
a nice.
I think it's not. No offense to all the female Etiennes out there.
Etiennes.
It was not my purpose to offend anyone. But I think it's absolutely true. If you take in consideration those two tanks frontline, they are there to win time, and I think the Soraka is also, the idea is the same. You know, just make our carries survive as long as they can and deal as much as they can. But the thing is, how long will they survive when we have a Switzer star playing on a Wayne that is trying to shred those two tanks in mere seconds?
Absolutely. So honest. Hidon is starting out on a blue buff. Has to be a little careful here so it doesn't Diago. That can be very frustrating, but he gets it level 2 there for the Karthus right away. And Ornn here actually decided to start out with a Cull and switching it to the mid lane here by the looks of it. Of course, the Vayne can bully a Maokai so much harder. And having a look at the keystones here on the side of 7 Blades, not too much here out of the ordinary. Of course, the Maokai will be pretty harshly punished here, running that Grasp of the Undying as a... Yeah, I'm estimating that the amount of times he will be able to proc that against Ewain is about more or less 0.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Boy, that's gonna be a tough lane for him.
While on the side of Lostic also, press the attack there in the top lane for the Vayne is basically already saying, okay, I want to fight, I want to snowball. Now they're actually going for a lane swap here. putting the Ornn there in the top lane. And yeah, Vayne now wants to put the herd onto Cassidy there. By the looks of it, not quite sure why they decided to start out like they did. But overall, of course, the Vayne will have a pretty good time into either of these champions, since, yeah, ranged into melee matchups tend to be pretty painful. And there's an engage onto Frida, Ignite already going down. There's the heal being burned. And Frida nearly dies. Gets saved by the level up there. Some good early game action already here heading into this game.
Yeah, but you have to keep careful. There is Haydn just very close, but as the lane is pushing, that should not be a huge threat. We have Hummel, he's moving towards the river, trying to get vision and give the information of Hidden being really close to this turret. Are they preparing a dive? It might get that way, and that might be a first kill on Frida. It is!
I'm already getting flashbacks here for this card that says Hidden came out of hiding. Oh no, that was a stretch. But he gets the first blood there and onto something like a Karthus. That is of course very much appreciated, as he had to burn his flash there to get out of harm's way. Couldn't touch the tower shot, but he managed to survive. And overall, that is a very strong start here already coming out for the side of Lostic. And look at that. The Karthus just upgraded his boots straight away. So more damage, more penetration, and of course a faster jungle clear, because now he can just be sprinting through that jungle and get to those ganking opportunities even faster.
I mean, I think that's what he's aiming for, having the jungle cleared as fast as possible, and of course joining the lanes and trying to get some kills either on the bot lane or the top lane maybe, because Hummel with his flash up and very close to being level 6 here will be a very tough target to aim at.
Yeah, Snowball there being rolled down the mid lane, but to no avail. And look, this makes me just so happy here as a color caster. The Ashe is opting for an Executioner's Calling as a first item into a Soraka lane. That's like, if you want to take anything away from this book, this punchy guy you see here, he's pretty smart, because this will just pay off incredibly well, not only against the Soraka here in the bottom lane, but also against Nunu, who will be a lot less tanky if he doesn't heal up that much with his consume. And then also the Maokai, who will be looking for some aggressive engage with his twisted advances. But he also does rely on that Sap Magic passive to sustain himself through those fights, and the Executioner's Calling will just be a big no-no for that.
The dragon has been spotted, I think, from 7 Blades, but there is no way they can contest that, and that's going to be a first Drake for Lustig, which is putting them ahead so far. I mean, you have already 1 kill on Hidden, and now this Drake is just, I mean, that's the icing.
Yeah, and it's like, it's an Inferno Drake on top of it all, and basically
like
each and everyone on Lustig. Yeah, it's like,
like he needs that.
It's like, yeah, it's not a soul, but you're never gonna say no when you run a comp like Lustig does here, as there is a snowball.
And the dash is not being enough. The flush is being forced, but Kaigon is deciding to dive, and it's a kill underneath the tower. But it's a
that was pretty
kill.
Optimistic here, and there comes the teleport here, as the Ornn channels his Call of the Forge God here, and Hummel has to disengage. They get the kill onto Golden God here, but I'm not sure if usually like kill trading into a Vayne isn't usually worth it. But I guess if you have a Kassadin on the other side of the coin, it's okay-ish.
Oh, there comes the ultimate, but I think he's not gonna make it. Hummel is trying, he has no mana, he's low, but he's still managing to take the kill under the tower. That's 1 more kill for 7 Blades, which is pretty helpful at this point, man.
The damage though coming out there from Nirakan and then Hummel on that Kassadin is incredible.
Oh, careful, that was just... That was just enough to take the kill, but careful, there's the passive, and the kill is going again on Hidden, who is now on 2-1.
Yeah, he's certainly was not hidden there anymore. I'm just gonna keep trying to make bad puns out of his name.
I mean,
I'm very sorry to our viewers for that, but
well, I don't mind. I'm a dad. I just know what's
you can appreciate some good dad humor.
I will keep some of them.
okay, that's lovely. As Gigon is now actually invading Hidon's jungle here and taking away that red buffet there. We have a quick replay of that mid lane action here. Gigon, he was actually spotted on 2 wards here, but Golden God probably thought that he is safe. But I mean,
I think
it's a Yeti, and the snowballs are pretty big. It's like, I mean, it's the biggest snowball ever for a reason. But I think the dive was a little bit optimistic.
I think the execution could have been better because he took 1 turret shot too much. Because I mean, Hummel could obviously take 1 for him, and that could have been going for 1-0. Also,
or like maybe just run out through the back.
Yeah, I don't know.
Get away.
What sure thing is, if you look at the itemization of Hummel, he went AP first. He didn't take the tier first. So they knew, and I think Switzerland should have been aware. I mean, if you take this item first, I mean, you're not playing passive, are you? Flash out from Frida, which is bringing her to safety, but it's not over. Looney is trying to get as much as he can as the enemy bot lane 7 Blades is returning to safety.
This is why I was a little skeptic about this, like lane swapping back and forth in the beginning of this game, because now you're in that really awkward state where yes, the Vayne and the Ornn are both ahead in terms of CS, but like not by a super significant margin.
There it goes, Looney ultimating. Punchy is free DPS, but there's an ultimate coming out. There's no more summoners left. Imagine is under the tower, but taking so much damage.
Golden God also swinging by and claiming the kill for himself there. And what do you guess? Like another kill there onto a Vayne. And I think that is exactly the way that Lostic would like this game to go, as they're hitting away on that tower here in the bottom lane.
7 Blades being a little late on the movement on the macro here. I think they could have predicted that. They had the vision, did they?
They're still 2 men down here. I'm not sure if they can really accomplish anything there, as Lostic is just peeling away and looking for some recalls here to spend their hard-earned money here, as we see a little tease there of the top lane.
You see Karthus at this point of...
I mean, they see him and they don't back off right away. But instead, it's like, okay, yeah, let's stay. And especially Imagine. Look, Imagine walks back under tower here, even though they spotted Golden God earlier on that vision ward there, and just like walks forward into a 4v1 there, gets taken down, and then Hidon, Hummel, excuse me. Too many H's in those names.
I think at this point it was a little too late for
for
Imagine to do any good decision.
And
there's
also
a
for
point
Hummel, like what was he trying to accomplish there? I think the better call there would have been to just stay mid, farm those minions, get some of those turret platings underneath his belt, and of course some much needed XP, as this is kind of the win condition here.
Careful,
for 7 Blades.
Forcing the dragon, taking it berry, no smite has been used, and now the fight is launching, and it's of course Kagan who's dying first, but the damage output is tremendous.
Oh, look at the Requiem though! And oh my gosh,
they just ignored him.
Look at the Karthus damage! He's just having a great time there, just sitting in his passive and throwing out those skittles at the mates, at the members of 7 Blades here. 7 Blades, they do get the dragon here, and at least disincentivize an early dragon soul here for the side of Lostic. But
and that's a solo kill.
Like the big boys fighting it out there in the top lane will just result in favor of the mage, paladin, assassin, tank. What else? Tank, support, mage, carry,
bruiser, whatever.
Bruiser.
You can put some
bruiser,
adjectives
marksman,
there.
Ornn, which is of course the most beautiful champion that is in the game.
And if you look at the golds now, I think you have so much on the ones you do not want to have gold on. Hidden is 5-2, he has 82 farm already, and Switzerland being on 3 kills.
Oh, the miss on the smite though.
That was close.
Yeah, and he was a little over-eager there,
But
maybe.
the ultimate so good from Kaggle there, dealing so much but damage. But look, they're in.
There, and now the Requiem, which is like,
That's devastating. And I think their Soraka could have moved out
yeah.
because she took that one last skill.
But I mean, usually like Soraka can be a pretty good counter into a Karthus because once he channels his Requiem, she can just channel her, use her wish,
cancel that.
and like top off her team. But at some point, and especially if the Karthus is already 5-2 at 13.5 minutes,
That could
can
be
be
a
quite
3v2,
hard.
but
Ooh.
it's being too late. They win time. Switzerland is demolishing
oh my
this
gosh.
jungler, and look how fast they melt at this fight. Homel able to ult out, but that's all what they're gonna do in this fight, man.
Yeah, and they also are able to use the Rift Herald there in the mid lane. It will not be in time to check in to cash in all the tower platings, but nevertheless they get the claim first turret here
And
in the mid lane.
and look at the vision. I
They'll
mean,
just stay. They'll
seven
just push on.
7 Blade are blind. They
Yeah.
do not see whatever is coming. They didn't see the hidden coming. They didn't see that they were actually not 3 versus 1, but 3 versus 3 with the teleport coming in for help, which has actually been.
Oh, and look at that. The Karthus is
Useless.
up 3,000 gold over Nunu here already, and basically, and also in the mid lane, the Vayne is up 2k here.
And I mean, if there are two champs you do not want to have gold lead, it's them.
Yeah.
And even if they don't, I mean, they're still punchy with his Ashe, farming here and then scaling slowly. I mean, that's gonna be very tough to get out of.
Well, I think the game at this point is anything but slow here, actually, especially for the side of Lostic. As they are accelerating super hard, just keep pressing their advantage here harder and harder. And just a small input for our viewers. Check out the river here and count how many control wards you can spot here from the blue team, as the entirety of the river here is littered with vision for Lostic, and there's just no way that 7 Blades are ever going to be able.
That's arrow hitting on Frida. He's dying instantly on to the damage of Punchy, taking his first kill here, which is gonna be even faster and careful.
and gold
Switzer
god.
going in. Look at the damage. I mean, he's not. Why do you
He's
take?
donating it.
That's just good communication there.
This was like this is like your Karthus. This is free. It's free real estate moment, and it's like, okay, Jhin is out of position. He has no mobility.
Again, there's no vision. Looney can just go in like that. Punchy dealing so much damage already, but is it
Wish
gonna be
coming in
enough?
clutch.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, but the Ignite, they're able to finish off the job, and claiming another kill here for Lostic is Luna there on his Rakan. Beautiful engage there once again, and yeah, the gold lead now already at 10k here. Gold God in the meantime just hitting away at those bottom lane minions here. Wants to deny as many minions as possible to your oppositions, and Hidon is already he's already skittling down and laying waste onto that ocean dragon here. As yeah, we didn't even mention that yet. It's an ocean rift here that will just make it even harder for the side of 7 Blades to recover into this, as there are so many brushes here to be checked for them. And yeah, Lostic is just doing an incredible job of just controlling the entire map here, not giving them an inch to breathe.
They're not even just taking vision, they're denying the vision, and they're doing it so properly. I mean, you could just see how Looney he walked into Homer, right?
Yeah.
He didn't even ultimate, he didn't even dash, he just walked right into it. Hey, look at that. There's no vision.
Come at me.
Look at that. He's just walking to you. Hey man, what's up?
But it's also a little worrisome if your mid laner is the same level as the enemy AD carry. And then, yeah, beautiful flash here forward from Punchy to finish off with a volley, and then Luna claiming the kill through that Ignite. And there falls the last tier 1 tower here on the side of 7 Blades, as they're pushing right onwards to get that second tier tower. And yeah, it looks like 7 Blades, they've lost a bit of hope here in this first game.
How do you get out of that, man?
You don't usually. You really don't. I mean, it's a 7 and 2 Karthus. He already has 2 finished items and 9 stacks on his Dark Seal. So
And also, I mean, if you look at the composition of the draft, you have Maokai, Nunu, and Cassidy. All 3 of them are champs. You just need to go in, and you don't want to go in on the Karthus that is being 7-2, right? Because you can go in, you can take him down, but then you need to go out and quickly, because otherwise he's going to shred you. Maybe there we're gonna have one of the last fights. Maybe Kaigan dying so fast, and next on the menu, Rakan. And look at the damage of Sweetstar. Imagine.
This is just
going
disgusting.
to die, and that's probably
that's
the game
a quadra
number 1.
kill here on top of it all for Golden God on that mid lane Wayne. He's just flexing on his opponents there, doing a little dance for us in the base, and yeah, this is just, I guess, the point kind of no return here for the side of Lostic, as the Ornn here decides to once again here buy a Mage Ice, because why not? AP on Ornn is fun, and they even decide to back away once again, not pressing for the end quite yet.
Look at this fight. Okay, Kaigan, you're there, you're Nunu, you have to be front, but you have no time. You don't even have time to ultimate. He has no time to launch it, and they're just melting. I mean, Hummel is trying to take at least one, which would have been Looney, but this is not happening.
Their carries are just completely untouched in this. Look at this. I mean, Karthus, Vayne, and the Ashe are just at full HP throughout the entire fight. And once again here, okay, everyone on Lostic is buying Mage Eyes again, as there are 5 of them completed. Beautiful. Bit of PM there coming out from the side of Lostic. But I mean, they've shown that they're certainly the better team, at least for game 1 here, heading into this semi-final day here. As Kaigan there tries to go in again. But yeah, Ornn will just breathe some fire on him and say, no, I can't be stunned. I'll rather dance on the wave, as they're now looking to take down even the 3rd lane here and the 3rd inhibitor, just for good measure. They could probably dive a bit.
I mean, at this point,
if
you back, why don't you take the Nash and do it properly?
Yeah, it's like it's so much faster. Yeah, I mean, you have 2 Blade of the Ruined Kings plus a Karthus. This will probably be one of the fastest Barons ever to be witnessed here. But I think they'll just rely on double super minions here just for good measure, as the Requiem there basically half one shots the entirety of 7 Blades Esports, and this time it's Punchy who will claim a triple kill. Golden God just charging ahead here, full throttle. Ornn inting completely.
That's some job for the coach there.
Yeah. This will be straight to the bench. But the Soraka gets the kill, so I guess it's fine. And yeah, this will be a clutch one to turn around, as in 21 minutes here, Lostic takes game number 1 with quite a convincing performance, and I think that's an understatement still.
I think I was kind of expecting more individual skill difference, but honestly it wasn't that much obvious, because you also had a lot of vision control, and that requires good communication, good coordination, and you had that vision control done extremely well by Looney, which is,
and they were
he just saw opportunity. He not only created opportunities, but he saw them and took them, and then that's just brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, but in the beginning, like, even 7 Blades, they had some decent vision established around their jungle, but they just, like, I feel like they didn't use it properly, because they had information, but they didn't really respect the side of Lostic. I mean, we saw it there in the bot lane dive, where they saw the Karthus on their Gromp, and they saw Golden God coming in on his Vayne as well, and they still decided not to back off, but instead just stay under the tower, and there's just no way in hell that you're gonna get out of that situation. Instead, just try and pull back Imagine from that tower, get him, like, just try and not give away one more kill, because a Rakan diving you, he's so mobile, he'll just battle dance out of there right away, and they can just juggle the aggro so easily.
That's it. He can take the amount of tower shots.
Yeah. Even
Just
though
right.
even though Seven Blades had the Nunu on the team, Lostic had the better snowballing.
Well, obviously they did snowball faster. I mean, come on. I don't know how much it's
The level of that Nunu joke was absolute zero. I stole that one from Chef. I have to give credit.
Ah,
where
yeah,
credit
that's
is due.
important. You can't just use that.
it's true.
There's like
I hope,
there's
I hope he'll
copyright on
forgive me.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, you should know that, don't you?
It's like, he didn't claim ownership, so
Okay.
I'm gonna roll with.
Just use
No,
it.
I give credit. Credit where credit is due. But this was just an example here of Lostic definitely showing up stronger here, and we can have a few look here at some of those highlights.
The execution of this first dive
Yeah.
was perfect. There's nothing you want to change on that. The aggro change was quite okay. I don't think this flash was
I
necessary.
don't think
though,
either.
But I mean, that's just like respecting the damage from the turret. There goes one engaged, which actually gave a kill to Switzer Star, right?
Yeah.
They
Yeah, this
took
was
it,
like the
but they
kill
gave
trading.
one. And look at the flashback of Kaigan, flashing back, going back into it. I don't know if he would have survived, but there was obviously something he could do better.
He would have had to flash a
And
little
that's
bit, like
that's
pursue and then
yeah.
flash out on
Mhm.
the other side.
and that's the first
Yes.
misuse, as
Yeah.
you mentioned, of the vision they had. So actually, that's true.
And then here it's like, okay, we're way too late anyways. Why rotate Homel down here as well? Because there's just no way you're gonna turn this around.
And this fight started so well with Kaigon dealing so massive damage on everyone on the Lostic
I mean, look
team.
at this. Gold is just like not respecting the Nunu whatsoever. He's just chilling in the absolute zero there
And the,
for
the position.
the entirety of the duration.
I think both the position of Soraka and Cassidy there were not perfect as well. And that's the solo kill, gotten on the top lane
Yeah, see.
from
Ornn is just a good champion.
Ornn.
Just like I used to be kind of an Ornn one trick.
And I think that's where it starts. I mean, look, you think you're 2v3.
Look at this.
You're not.
You're definitely
not.
Lunia is always there, and Kaigon there is also 2 levels down.
Also, I think in,
Compared to
in
the
this
Vayne.
move, I'm not sure, but maybe you already saw some first signs of like, we're not sure about what we're doing.
Yeah.
Because they were not committing on this Vayne.
Yeah. I mean, in the beginning, they were certainly showing signs of life here
Again.
on the side of them, but it's just like
That's just vision
Yeah,
misuse, I
they're-
think.
they're like, okay, take this, Karthus.
And
You
there
you
again,
have the skill button.
there again, Looney just walking to him. They have no information whatsoever on the location of the members of Lostic team, which cost them again another kill. And I think at this point it was just too late. You can try to fight under the
I
turret.
mean, this was like the last
Hope,
attempt here,
yeah.
but then it was just like, yeah. You have an Ashe, you have a Vayne against. I mean, Seven Blades, their entirety of their comp was like, they have a big beefy front line
Yeah.
between the Nunu and the Maokai. They want to keep healthy with the help of the Soraka, and
That's
to
it.
just have the Jhin fire away in the back, as well as the Kassadin assassinating those key targets. But
It's
yeah,
not
they just
working when
never,
the Vayne
they
is on
just
full
never
one.
got there. Exactly, exactly.
I mean, you just saw Kaigon going in, and he couldn't even ultimate.
Yeah.
He couldn't even
He was
trigger it.
Kai gone so fast.
And I think that's the thing on what we should stop.
we will, but we're only heading into a small break here and be back in about 5 minutes. A good chance for you to stack up on any snacks or drinks, and see you right back in a minute.
and I'll take it. Yeah, reminding myself to just let go. Don't wonder how far I can fall. Don't look down, never fade out. And I just wanna be someone and never fall behind again. Just keep on moving on. Never look down, never fade out.
At shop.eslgaming.com.
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Good evening and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and of course also everyone in between and outside of the spectrum. My name is Don Rigoni and joined tonight once again here am I by the one and only Strawberry Pie here, as we're witnessing the semi-finals of the Swisscom Heroleague powered by ESL. And what a first game that was, my friend.
That was one messy game.
Yeah, it was.
But it was amazing.
Something.
I mean,
it was enjoyable to watch.
Absolutely, and of course enjoying to cast as well.
Yeah.
But
Probably not if you're a Seven Blades fan as much, but
yeah, maybe.
maybe. or if you're like an activist to protect endangered Yetis being ridden by small boys, then it also could have been rather painful to watch, I guess. As yeah, I want to welcome each and every one of you here who has tuned in tonight. As I'm being told, we have quite a bit of viewership here tonight, which is of course very, very exciting that you guys want to have a peek here at some Swiss League of Legends action. And we want to ask you actually for your opinion. So if you want to voice any or inputs, suggestions, comments, whatsoever, or some nice memes with us, please let us know through Twitter by using the hashtag ESL Swiss in your Twitter posts. You can also, of course, follow us at ESL Swiss on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and us too personally, which is at StrawberryPieG. And for myself, that would be at Don_Rigoni. Yeah, so what are your expectations going into the second game?
Well,
More of the same?
I don't know how how Seven Blades is gonna take this loss and how they're gonna like
Maybe
use the information they got. I mean, like they just had a
Yeah, I'll just
taste of what's awaiting, and are they gonna turn this and try something exotic? That might be one solution, or maybe they will just think of another strategy and try to pull this off as good as they can. But
I'll just keep digging my own grave here a little bit deeper. Maybe they need more than 7 blades. Maybe we're looking at something like 8 or 9 or judging.
70.
Yeah, yeah. Like judging by that last game, it takes about 68 of those blades
Maybe.
to take down. Lostic here as their opposition. They have just played such a clean game here. I mean, you said it before the break. It wasn't just purely on coming down to mechanics and just individual outplay, but just they just had an overall better control. You saw it in the early game. They even got like 1 or 2 successful ganks off, but just Lostic was so much better in playing the entire map, and it felt like they were always 2 steps ahead of their opposition. As we're heading into the draft here for the second game, as this time 7 blades will be on the blue side, and let's see if that changes anything.
Yeah, I can't imagine they would change a lot in the draft regarding to the bans, because they're very. I mean, there's some champions you really do not want to have on the enemy team, like this Elise on Hayden, which was traumatizing for some, I think, in the last games, and I really believe the bans are going to be quite the same, but I hope really for a change in the picks, and we'll see about that.
As this time they ban out the Nunu here on the side of 7 blades. Maybe that ban is actually targeted at their own jungler. We
don't hope
we
they're
don't know.
in this mental state, because that would be just
They're going for the solo queue
going worse
approach.
and worse.
Just ban Yasuo all the time, because you don't have to play against him, but you also don't have to play with him then. That's
one way of thinking of it.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually my approach. As Lostic bans out the Evelyn here once again, and 7 blades decides to take the Syndra there away from Golden God. As I mean, he won the Red Bull solo queue tournament on last Saturday, actually with his Syndra, and yeah, in the last match in the finals, and shown up quite a bit on that champion. So certainly a pick to respect, but the Orianna is still open, and I thought Lostic is maybe doing them a solid here, and they will leave up the Vigar, make it a little more challenging for them, but they just take it away and be like, nah. We don't want
it's not
narcissistic little Yordle major in our game.
I don't know how much it is like we scare it, or just how much it is you're not gonna have fun on these 2 games.
Yeah. This time they did not ban out the Lucian, and they pick it up themselves here on the side of 7 blades.
And there goes the Tristana flexing it if it's picked, because I think both Punchy and Switzerland can play them. Her.
Will it be? Okay. Will we see some cheesy plays coming in? It would fit the cheesy dad jokes I'm cranking. Okay, never mind. It will be the Twitch here, the AD carry that is packing his snacks at least 1 month in advance. And yeah, let's see if he can put Seven Blades into his own realms, and that is, of course, the Gutter, as they're also picking up the Oriana here, a move that we've seen last week already coming out from Lostic. They seem to have quite a bit of priority on that mid lane, a Clockwork Lady here, and they want to secure it right away for Golden God. As there goes the Lulu over to Seven Blades.
Yeah, Frida is also playing a lot this champion, and I mean, not only is it played by Frida, but also it's not played by Looney, which is a double win here.
Yeah.
For Seven Blades.
It's also always like if you can, it feels good when you can pick something away and also that way kind of ban it.
That's just the most like you can make of it.
That's like using your command dissonance on the Oriana on the minion wave as well as your opponent.
If you can do that, of course. And there goes the Gragas on Kaigon, also having quite a few experience on this champion. And let's see what Hidden is going to play. Is it going to be the Graves? And maybe it is.
Let's hope that with this Gragas pick he will not fall flat on his belly, as there's the Graves being locked in on the side of Lostic. And now we're in for the second round of bans here, and I mean so far it once again looks pretty strong actually on both sides this time. But the scaling aspect is definitely in favor of Lostic, at least at the moment. They ban away the Ashe there. I'm guessing this will be the name of their second round of bans here, as they just want the Twitch to have an easier time in the bottom lane and just snowballing away, as he can be such a menace coming into that mid to late game.
And there's another target ban on Looney, who is definitely not gonna play, who's two main champions there. Although he has a lot of tools in his in
and
his
also like
pockets
Yumi, she pairs so well with the Twitch.
Yeah,
like
both Lulu.
If that submarine is coming in, you're having a bad time.
I think the Lulu pick is partly for the Twitch not to have the Lulu or the Yumi, because both of them on Twitch is just
Lister.
It's just horrible.
Lister. I really like through Worlds. I've gotten to love. We talked about this before the stream. I gotten to love Alistair again. I mean, he's such incredible plays. But it will be the Leona here actually. Same deal, more or less. She's tanky. She has a lot of CC, and yeah, Twitch will have a good time here in the bottom lane if they manage to pick up some nice kills early. As with the Lulu, it will be rather squishy here in the bottom lane.
With Jin still being open, which actually is maybe not what they're aiming to, because with the lack of mobility, you're just going to get smashed by both the Twitch and the Leona. Ezreal there has that mobility, as Lucian does, so they're really respecting the powerful engages Lustig has here, and I think they now just need something to snipe this Twitch away.
Yeah, or like a good front line.
Or a good
the
front.
Ornn.
Both,
Yeah,
both
I just wanted
options,
to say like
yeah.
probably the Ornn here. As okay, that would be an interesting pick. But the Scion is being hovered there, and it will be the Zillion down.
That's awful.
It's a Zillion.
Mid, I think.
Oh, that's Zillion top lane actually.
Or is he?
I was like, where's the? Oh yeah.
I've
it's
seen
top
this
lane.
a lot
Yeah,
lately.
like
It's true.
Whipper whipped it out during the LEC playoffs, and it can be very strong, as he basically has a really good time snowballing more or less for free into something like an Ornn, and you don't pick Zillion for like his insane pressure or wave clear. You pick him for that time rewind to just revive one of your key carries here. That will most likely be the Twitch for the most part. But then again, like once you get to that mid to late game, also with his double bombs, he deals an incredible amount of damage.
And the
He has
slow
so much utility.
Yeah.
He will usually build that frozen host, the Hextech GLP. Yeah, I mean, the side of Lostic, they look rather squishy, I'd say, but they have such an explosive team fight potential. But on the side of Seven Blades, I actually like their draft quite a bit better than last game, but one crucial thing they're lacking is magic damage. I mean, the Kragas, he has decent damage and decent burst, but it's not quite on the level that something like a Lilia or an Evelynn or a Karthus is. So their damage profile will struggle, I think, especially if we see any team fights arise in the mid game, whereas Lostic, they just have it all around. I mean, they have Graves, they have Twitch. Just between the spray and pray, and the Graves ulti, they'll have a ton of damage from like 20 miles away. And then you add an Orianna on top of that with a potentially 3000 elo shockwave. Little reference to the good old days there for you guys who have been stuck with League of Legends for as long as I have. And then of course the Zilean, who also packs quite a bit of a punch.
I think this matchup is also very much relying on vision again, and I think they are they abusing that? I mean, that's they know that Seven Blade had a hard time getting vision, taking vision, and denying vision. And I mean, if you're playing against a Twitch, which is always flanking, is trying to find the best spot, the best time to just use an ultimate and tear down all your carries in a few seconds. And if you do not have that vision, if you do not take time and invest in those pink wards, and it's just not going to work. You're going to have an awful time trying to know what's going on, because it will be so fast. I have also a lot of movement speed with Zilly, Orianna, and Twitch.
You're being sped up by Zilean,
Orianna,
and then you get an Orianna ball on top of it, and it's like... Yeah, I mean, Twitch can pull off the Hecarim cosplay, I think.
Well, let's see about that. But it's true that I mean, I feel like the composition of Seven Blades is kind of more like you have to be razor sharp on your plans. You have to execute them properly, and there's a lot of combinations possible. They have double. Note they didn't take the second teleport solution. Actually, change it to exhaust. So you have only one teleport, and of course you have the purge from Imagine. That is going to help him out, escaping this huge, tremendous amount of crowd control Looney has, and with the Lulu of course being a very powerful late game support, they just want to stall out, because it's true, once of the resources has been spent in the Lostic composition, there is room for you to try something.
Yeah, absolutely. And looking at the entirety of the comp here from Seven Blades first, I mean, they're pretty much tunneled into playing around Homel in the mid lane, which I think is a good thing, since on paper he is the strongest player in their roster, and he has a really good 2v2 together with that Gragas, since he provides such a safe and reliable form of CC with that body slam. As there we have a look at Uli and his friend Manon. Is Manon fine?
We'll keep that.
Or do you have another suggestion?
No, well, the other suggestion was Etienne, and honestly, I'll just keep it with Manon.
Okay. It's Manon for the Toad, and Uli, of course, our beloved duckling there, as we have a beautiful shot here onto Summoner's Rift. And Lostic might be looking for some level 1 action here already, as Punchy there is sneaking forward with his ambush. Can he get in on the Luna?
From Looney! Oh my goodness, they're serious about this,
I mean,
man.
they have a rat in their team, so going for some cheese plays just comes naturally to them. And I think they saw the ward there going down for the side of Seven Blades. Yeah, well, I
think they don't have the information though. They just saw Switzers are like walking like, what's going on?
Yeah. But Kaigon actually, I think they did, because Kaigon, he's walking forward here, getting some vision in the enemy jungle as well to spot out Hedon there on his clear. But I think, yeah, they have a decent opportunity actually to play around this Lucian and to propel him ahead as fast as possible, as Orianna certainly shouldn't have the best time into this matchup early on. But then I kind of struggle in really agreeing with the Ezreal pickup in the bottom lane, I hope that's just due to comfort here, because when you pick up Ezreal, you're basically just handshaking that bottom lane and be like, okay, I guess not much is going to be happening in that bottom lane. And that is, of course, exactly what a Twitch does appreciate, as yeah, he can just farm up, get to his levels, get his 2 to even 3 items as soon as possible, and then yeah, Seven Blades will just have a really bad time team fighting and trying to keep up with it, as Hedon is actually invading the enemy red buff here.
He has been seen, of course, with that ward there, but I think that early invade is just like, it just fits the game and the win condition.
It's
I
like,
mean,
what are they gonna do? I mean, their bottom lane will just not really have too much power, especially in the early game. So the Graves basically gets to do whatever he wants, and
Careful,
just
there
power
goes
farm as
Q-Spell switch
Oh, Golden God!
damage, and the Ignite is going to be
That's just first blood
just
here.
enough for first blood, but of course, and hopefully Kaigon is taking that kill on Switzer Star. I mean, couldn't he just came up with a name that is easier to pronounce, man?
I think it's fine calling him. I actually asked him. I think he's fine if we just call him Golden God or Goldie. As he secures first blood, they're in a solo kill against Illusion of all things. This is definitely not what you want to be happening. Lucian is basically the embodiment of an early game jungler, but Kaigon doing a good job here, getting back at least what is possible here, invading the enemy red buff, as Hedon just makes the blue side jungle his own here at this point. And yeah, my point of earlier still stands. It's like the Ezreal doesn't really do much. He has barely any pressure against the Twitch, and also the synergy
There
with the
comes
Lulu isn't
Kaigon
the
for a
best.
gank again. There is no flash available, and that's of course a kill, another kill on Kaigon, which is going 2-0 right now. And careful, there's Looney in backup, hidden coming with a red buff, but there's nothing they're gonna do about it.
Yeah, Kaigon Jin really showing him the ropes there, punishing him adequately. Flash was burned in that earlier 1v1 there in the middle lane. And Homel actually, he still has his flash, so they have another chance here at punishing Golden God basically over and over, as Luna is now rotating back to the bottom lane here.
This could be a very interesting fight. Frida being under the shots on Punchy, but that's not going to be lots of damage here because it's, I think, too early. But try it again. Careful, imagine doing a huge amount of damage. The heal is coming out, but there's still enough resources. The flash is following up, but now is the moment to turn around, and there comes Hidden, maybe assisting this team for a double kill. But I think that teleport is going to be very, very helpful for the distance.
Poor Nirakan.
Well, he just saved Imagine, so I think it's worth.
Yeah, but on the other hand, he loses like everything in the top lane, and Luna there just gets himself out with like the third Hex Flash within like 1 minute, I think. Doing a really good job there, and Kaigon is now looking for a potential gank here in the bottom lane, but to no success, as they just have to reset here. And overall, some nice action here. Of course, favoring the side of Lostic, as Twitch managing to pick up a kill here in the bottom lane. That will just propel him even further ahead, as he's gotten him. Did he forget to buy items? I mean, he had the call earlier, I think, but he just didn't. Oh no, he didn't even go back. He just
Not yet.
He just walked back into lane. Probably wants some more gold to get to that Bilgewater Cutlass, I'm guessing, first.
And shoving that lane under the turret because the return of the Ezreal is being a bit delayed.
Kaigon Jin and the return of the Ezreal.
I kind of was, I saw this coming.
You did?
The return, and oh no.
I shouldn't have said that. He's gonna jump on that.
I have to be a bit more careful about that in the future.
Yeah, I'm sorry, but I mean, you would have been disappointed if I did not take the opportunity.
I think a part of me would have been, yeah.
Yeah, see, so I
can't complain about it.
and I don't like to disappoint people, you know.
Okay.
as currently. The Ezreal does sit on a tier, and the Twitch here already has his upgraded
There's
Berserker
no
Greaves
vision
here.
on Looney ultimate available in Homer, but careful, the shoes have been upgraded from on this Leona. She is moving pretty fast, but there is not an opportunity.
Oh my gosh,
I
look
think
at this.
that was a bit greedy, but careful, this can turn around pretty fast. Ultimates here on Nirakan,
Aw.
not hitting. Looney flashing out, and maybe that's just a going back to normal, going back to safety from the team Lustig.
A little bit sad. I low-key hoped for an early 5v5 there in the river, as everyone has rotated down, and even the Zillion used his teleport here to join his teammates, but Hidon should now just be able to pick up the first dragon here. That it once again is an Inferno, and Kaigon now coming in.
They have no priority on the
But
bot
Luna,
lane.
oh my
Imagine if
gosh!
Frida not here, Kaigon is on his own. Switzerstar getting a lot of damage by Hummel, but Helan is probably eventually able to escape, as the bot lane is here. They have been seen. Careful, Punchy not on 6, not having enough damage yet. Frida still dealing. She
Well,
has so much damage on her. She's gonna die for
Disagree
sure.
with the damage part there.
Yeah.
As Punchy really lives up to his name there.
Oh man.
Packs quite a bit of a punch, and that's a
and
good
the
stun there.
turnaround is enough to take the kill. Kaigon using the stopwatch there, and the kill still being taken by
Darth
Looney.
Maul Luna coming in and taking off not only his the arm was excuse me, I'm off my Star Wars game a little bit there, but taking down and securing the kill there onto Kaigon, who burned his stopwatch on top of it all. And all in the meantime, Zilan just having a good time here. No pressure whatsoever in that top lane. Gets to farm up quite a bit. Also Hidon on this Graves. He's done quite a good job so far. We could see it there in the river. He has so much damage. And he's already up nearly 5 camps here over Kaigon.
And look at the vision again on the bot lane. You have 3 pink wards in that bottom river pot. There is no vision whatsoever on the 7 Blades team, and that's what I mean. Look at the itemization of Looney and Punchy. They've finished their boots first. What they're gonna do is, like, you're not gonna see us coming, and man, we are going to come as often as we can, and it's been paying off so far. Look at Punchy being 3-1 already, and not even being behind in the farming, so that's very good for him.
I also like the choice there of going with that Vampiric Scepter right away. Plus, he's also running the overheal in his mastery, so he's already getting quite a bit of a shield down in that bottom lane, which will just help him even more to engage
That's
on
the
some
shockwave
fights.
going on Hummel, dealing a lot of damage. It's
Oh my
not gonna
gosh.
be enough to shut down
The happy feet here on Golden Gold, as he just sidesteps the culling there by just a bit, and now Punchy unleashes his
but
spray
there's
and pray.
Kaigon not agreeing on what's
Great
happening to the
explosive
bot
cast.
lane. And there is not enough
Luna
damage.
does not care. He does not give a single damn and just steps forward there, locking and lining everyone up there for his 2 AD carries to gun down. Also love the synergy, by the way, for it's not Mafia Graves anymore, it's Crime City Graves now, so I'm just gonna call him that. And the Vandal Twitch, they're just so synced up with their skin style here. And also when it comes to coordination here, by the looks of it, as he was just perfectly in place there.
I mean, look, they did not
Look at
have
this.
what it takes, but Punchy did flash out, which won him enough time to turn around and take this double kill. I mean, he's not taking double kill, but double kill for the Lustig team, who are now taking on that Drake.
Another
which is going to be
attempt.
the first.
Only at 11 minutes here, the first dragon will fall. So much action going on the Rift that he didn't even get to take down that dragon yet, even though they had so much priority, of course, in that lane. And at this point, I think the biggest problem isn't, well, Twitch is a very, very big problem. Also, the
Definitely is.
Lucian being behind Noriana is a little
careful.
bit
This
unlucky.
can be terrible.
Okay.
Imagine being stunned. Polymorph used
Luna's
on
just like-
Punchy. Frida is just there, not able to do anything, dying
Oh my gosh.
again to the bot lane of Lustig.
Luna's just like, can't you be a little faster in taking him down? I'm 1v1ing the AD carry
This
here.
time
as
the
both
exhaust
bots.
is on and the
Woo.
kill has been taken by 7 Blades. It's on Kaigon. But I'm kind of surprised that, again, even with the exhaust, I mean, Switzerstar is just out-damaging the Lucian.
Yeah, and at this point, yeah, he has a pretty bad time. He also, and I love to get into arguments with people because I think that Muramana on Lucian is really bad and is just too greedy, and especially in a game like this. What are you doing? You have a tier in your inventory and a pickaxe plus a Coalfield's Warhammer on top of that. I mean, whenever.
Essence River is probably on his mind.
Yeah, but he still has the tier. That's 850 gold down the drain that
It
you'll
is.
never get back. And
oh goodness.
you're nowhere near in winning any fights against that Orianna anytime soon.
Frida being farmed here by Punchy and Looney, who are actually
Oh my
taking
gosh.
the
Oh
first
my
turret,
gosh.
and that's just not a kill, and he's gonna pay for it.
No! Oh, he wants to deploy the ward there, but that's a Rift Herald here, Kaigon.
That's
Mistakes being made as the Zillion is back in there, wants to help out his jungler there, the explosive cask being thrown out. Yeah, that's one way to tilt yourself, I guess. It's like Tay's.
They needed.
It's like Tay's teleport play on the Urgot during play-ins. Reminded me a little bit of that. Poor Kaigon here. And yeah, the Lucian here,
Okay,
he
there
even
it goes.
upgraded the mana
Ultimate on
immune there.
Friday available. He has to use it probably if he wants
at
to
this.
take this fight. But he's not.
He
Okay,
flashes
he
for all,
is
he gets a
using it.
kill.
He is using it. Finally, Punchy coming there, lurking around, maybe taking a kill.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Homer falling
Punch-
again. And
Punchy
that's a
with
trade
full
kill.
BM play. Just scoots in there, shoots him once with his little machine gun, and takes the kill as he done's giving us a thumbs up there. Very, very nice, and it looks like they're just gonna be claiming another tower here in the mid lane, opening up that map decently early. I mean, the Twitch is 7-1. He has 30 CS more than the enemy AD carry, which is still in Ezreal, and basically does nothing. And then also, to boot it all, he got like 5 turret platings, he got the first turret, and now also a second turret in the mid lane. For good measure, and he ever gets into a pickle, they also have a Zillion who can revive him. And yeah, what's more scary than a fed rat? A fed undead rat. That actually rhymes. I didn't expect
Well, it's twice the same word. Doesn't really count, does it?
fed and undead.
Oh, okay. I feel okay because you ended with rats. But
Okay.
it's true. Okay, I got you. But there's again the vision control from Lustig being enough to just keep 7 Blades back off their jungle. They are not allowed to enter. There goes Kaigon dealing huge damage. The
Why is
resurrecting.
he firing off the Call of the Forge God onto a Zillion that has his ultimate on him?
I think it doesn't really matter at this point. But
Just
it's
wait.
true. It could have been a little bit better Punchy there. There is no vision and there is nothing you
Punchy's
can
just
do.
1v1ing the fat man here. Sorry, chubby man. And yeah, the Gragas has to leg out there. As a Hummel now being caught out.
There is ultimate available on Looney, and there goes a huge amount of damage. Ultimate has
Good
been
calling.
used. Punchy is dealing a huge amount of damage with his own ultimate. Careful, because there is reinforcement coming in on his. Just taking Punchy back to safety. Just showing himself. And there's the dragon coming up. And of course, the death of Kaigon is going to be a problem. Everybody's low on 7 Blades. Punchy being there. Nirakan missing the crowd control. And that's just enough, I think, to take the Drake. They cannot contest at this point.
Yeah, at this point they're just behind. Like, they're not as behind as in the first game. Mind you, this is 60 minutes now, the last game. ended at like 22 already, and and the gold lead was around like 10 or 15k or so. This time, Lustig is only quote unquote up.
Predator is being used by Kaigon Punchy. He's getting a huge amount of damage, but that's not gonna be enough to take down
gosh.
Punchy, man. Kaigon is dying there, and of course, I mean,
Disgusting.
the Drake was safe, but now it's just a walk.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Gragas, that is still like technically pretty fat. Can't even burst out your enemy AD carry. Like, what are you going to do?
Well, I mean, Punchy even had summoners ready in case the damage output would have been too big. So that's just not. That's kind of not respecting the pick. But I mean, once the Twitch is on, no, he engaged. He used Predator.
Yeah.
To engage. So
I mean,
yeah.
to be fair, he got him kind of off guard and spotted him, but it's always like risky if you go in like that. You don't have the control set up in the enemy jungle.
Yeah, and you know that Looney is not far away from his AD carry.
Yeah, and just like they, even if so far 7 Blades, yeah, they've done a lot better job than in the first game of keeping up with them. But that Twitch is just such a huge problem, and the only way they're ever gonna get to him will of course be the Gragas with like a flash body slam as he's engaging here.
And that's the call you predicted. The flash body slam is where Punchy's taking down the shutdown on Imagine. That is going to be very useful. But now they have to use this little advantage they just created right now. Maybe it's going to be a move on top lane to try to get
Herald here.
The Zilean. And of course the Herald should be an easy target, but it's not ready yet, is it?
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, this is exactly the play that they basically have to repeat over and over. But this was in a 4-on-1 scenario here, all engaging onto Punchy. If Punchy has his flash and his team back to back him up, he can just get out of harm's way and then just unleash his spray and pray onto every one of 7 Blades. And as fed as he is already, being on 2 fully completed items plus the agility cloak here on top of it all, they're just gonna have a really bad time here on the side of 7 Blades.
Although that's a pretty interesting comeback they just made. I mean, Herald can be used. Hopefully he's not being thrown into a bush like a ward, but I mean, there's potential. I mean, they came back and Punchy gave that shutdown to Imagine, which is not exactly what you would like to do. And of course he was overextending. I mean, but huge.
even with that, those, I think it was 650 that Imagine got off of that play, he only got to finish his mana mune a bit ago, and he also has like, he still hasn't completed his Iceborne Gauntlet yet, which are two. That's like the main reason why Ezreal with that mana mune into Iceborne Gauntlet build still works, is because it's so cost efficient, because both of those core items are very cheap. And still Punchy with his insane lead here was able to get to his 2 damage power spike like way earlier. And yeah, it's just super hard to keep up with him.
Shockwave has been used. Kaigon trying here something, but he has been using the Zonia stopwatch a bit too early. But it's still a kill for Homel, but careful. Punchy and Looney haven't been here yet. Homel is falling to the damage of Hidden. And that's it for 7 Blades for this fight. I think there's nothing more they can take. Punchy's diving, probably waiting for the ultimate of Zilean, which is not being used yet. And Looney being a little bit forward there. But the damage is enough to kill and take down Imagine. And that's going to be a turret for sure, if not 2.
Yeah. Okay. Can you hold this, please? This is the Zilean that is asking the Zilean, and hands over a bomb to poor Imagine there. Will be taken down, and okay, that's a little optimistic here.
He's being a little bit greedy there, but yet, oh no, it's not even popping. Hidden being very low, Kaigon waiting, but the ultimate is not finishing the kill. Looney is being taken down, and Zilean might be next on the menu, but I don't think they have what it takes to chase it. I think they shouldn't. change this.
He's taunting. He's taunting. a little
Vision,
bit.
vision
have
on
vision.
Heiden. It's not going to be enough, and I think this move will cost your
Uh-oh.
life. Hummel is maybe
Oh
dying
my
as well. Movement speed on Punchy with the boost of Switzer Star. Man, I'm going to die on this one.
Golden Goal is like, here, take this, go faster. And Punchy's like, no, I got enough for now. I'd rather take away their camps here. And there we see another replay here at this
Well,
pretty extended fight.
he's only at the hidden ultimate, but there I think the positioning. I mean,
And then Hummel is just
they didn't
split from his team.
yeah, they didn't commit on the hidden. I think communication here was key, and it didn't work as planned. And flash out has been used, and Punchy just trying to dive there. Imagine taking enough damage, and now the Zilean is
Imagine
just.
Looney does not flash
But
in
imagine
between
he's
the
dying.
two.
He's dying on the
Yeah.
minion having
Oh
the
my
bomb.
God.
That's I didn't saw that.
Ah,
That's terrible.
feels bad, man. Moment here for
There goes the
Imagine.
stun. Switzer Star is being taken down. Ultimate from Zilean is winning some time, but careful. Kaigan having a huge amount of damage. Hummel taking the kill. Now Looney is next. Maybe Punchy is just zoning everyone there. They
Punch is
cannot
just
reach him.
untouched here.
They can't even try. I mean, look at that. He's
Hidon now
turning
also
around.
coming in.
He has no
That's
ultimate.
a good collateral damage here. No, it does not take them down quite yet. Good save there.
That was
End of the
close.
line has to be stopwatched. And Hidon just pressing forward and forward.
Oh, Hummel is
Punchy now. Oh my
overstepping
gosh.
there. That was
This
a
is
big mistake.
It's like full greed mode on here for Lostic. But they still find success with this as 7 Blades. They can certainly punish the greed coming out from Golden God, as has not gotten any value off of that Sonya's. Meanwhile,
Oh.
Zilean, he's just taunting. He's actually, oh no, he's Hidon at this point. He's actually higher level than Punchy here. He's farmed so well. He's
Yeah,
on level
200
14.
CS on the Graves, level 14.
Now he
Just
also claims the red buff. He's like, nah, look at me. I am the carry now. What do you want?
who has
little
the
rat?
who has the biggest shutdown, boy?
Yeah. Look at this. I mean, if your bot laner keeps running it down, you just take the red buff.
Careful again. No vision here from 7 Blades. Kaigan is probably in trouble there. Running is the only way out. But okay, there comes his team. Oh, that was close.
Ah, Punchy just
Punchy being really confident there.
bit of respect there. As yeah, Kaigon, he has to back away, and it's actually a flame horizon in the jungle. We don't see that too often. For those of you who are newer to League of Legends, or just competitive League of Legends, that is, a flame horizon usually refers to one player in the same role, but of course on opposite teams, does out-farm the other one by at least 100 farm.
There goes the flash
Ooh.
in from Kaigon. They're not awaiting from for the ultimate to
All
pass. The
summoners are out,
exhaust.
and they get the kill.
Yeah, the exhaust has been used. Was it really necessary? Maybe. Careful, the Zilean has still a huge amount of damage available. Kaigon being CC'd where he's not able to escape Freda.
Oh, shut down there as well.
Freda giving the shield for Hummel. Is it being enough? Yes, I think so.
Huracan is
Looney is
smurfing.
dying and not taking the kill.
And now
Hinang is
Hidon.
there. And he's the last player standing, but he's gonna
Double
fall
kill, triple
eventually.
kill. Ah, you
on
cannot get the
the
penta.
Imagine taking the shutdown there. And that's
Woo.
amazing turnaround here from 7 Blades that are brilliantly taking this fight in.
Yeah, they get a
winning
full
some
ace.
time.
And 1,000 shutdown there being claimed by Imagine on that Ezreal, as this was just a great collapse there onto Punchy, who had to burn both his summoners super early, and even though he got the time rewind there by the Zilean, he was able to be taken down.
He wants that turret, but he knows Punchy is lurking around. He had better run for safety, man.
There we see it again. Like, just beautiful culling there over the wall. And yeah, Punchy was
But
way
what-
out of
what-
his depth.
there was a huge damage. Oh, it was the bomb.
Yeah.
Dying, the Twitch with dying of the bomb. Zilean
Zilean
dealing
hurts.
so much damage. And Frida, if you pay attention, is doing a great job there.
Yeah,
I mean,
and also Hummel just like getting on into.
look at
on
this shield.
Yeah.
That was so close.
Yeah, and
Boom.
then here again,
There
just
it goes.
saving him
and
once
and now
again.
you're not playing anymore. You're being cute, please,
Look,
Looney.
oh, the relentless pursuit. Also, they're just by an inch dodging out on that collateral damage, and then hit on here.
I'm not
managing
sure about it. I'm not sure about them needing to come back there, because just having Frida like peel off, imagine would have been enough. Punchy is hungry.
He didn't learn anything from that experience. He just wants to go forward. He wants blood.
He's just starving for kills.
Yeah. But look at this now. With those 3,000 gold that the Ezreal there had in his inventory, he actually was able to pick up a Blade of the Ruin King that was immediately upgraded by the Ornn there. And
it's not that easy anymore, is it? I mean, look at the damage of 7 blades now. Even Kaigon can just like half-life Looney being full tank there.
But at least
with a Magi.
Lostic, they stick to their principles and they keep buying Magi on a majority of their team.
Oh man.
Actually, the person I'm like most scared of at the moment on Lostic's team is the Graves. Even though he goes for like full-on greed mode, going full lethality Graves there, he just wants to one-shot people.
Looney has to take a lot of damage here to allow his AD carry to back
and
off,
he
and
unleashes!
now goes the ultimate.
Oh my
Huge
god!
wombo combo being used
Look
to
at
start
the
doing a lot of damage,
background,
but it's not enough. Nirakan is tanking so much, but he eventually
but
will
the
fall.
Graves, oh my gosh, that looked so like in the beginning, great opening there with the spray and pray coming out from Punchy, but then 7 Blades nearly managing to turn it all around with a nice call of the Forge God, plus Homo just dashing into that backline right away, gunning down Punchy as he stands there. But then Hedon's just like, okay, yeah, I am, like I mentioned before, I'm the carry, and he just jumps into the backline, deals out some shotgun shells left, right, and center, and just takes them all down. By the way, in the meantime, we didn't even get to show that. They also took down the Baron on the side of Lostic. And yeah, now they have taken 2 inhibitors here.
That's going to be the soul for sure next, right before finishing this game. I think there's enough resources there
Second
with almost
Luna.
13,000 K gold difference, and we have 2
and now Hedon's
Looney.
also going for the Magi's, because why not? Why not? We're just missing one on Twitch. Twitch actually has AP scaling on his E.
Okay, Punchy being there, but careful,
Oh,
that's
Punchy,
overstepping,
goodbye.
and that's gonna be punished,
Oh
but
my
that
gosh.
shockwave from Switzerland Star, dealing so much damage, it's enough to finish off 7 blades here.
Hedon's in hot pursuit though. Oh, that's a triple kill there for the Leona. Go pentakill.
I mean they're gonna leave it to her, right?
I hope so.
They do!
They do! Is it a quadra kill here? Scumbag Cillian? It's not a quadra there, unfortunately, for
Not
Luna.
enough damage.
But he gets 4 kills. I mean, those Magi's, they are paying off.
And that's the game for sure here. 7 blades not being able to take down Lostic. And that's a 2-0 BO3 right here. And I mean, they deserve it.
They're BMing
GG.
a little bit. They want to get to that 30-minute mark there, as Imagine is respawning. Will they go into the fountain? And at exactly 30 minutes to the dot, Lostic ends it all here. Takes the game and the series 2-0, and that means they will advance to the Season 4 Swisscom Heroleague Finals, and there they will be facing the winner of the second semi-final that we'll be witnessing the upcoming Friday. I love the game plan here from Lostic, which was basically get the Twitch fed beyond insanity, and then just use him as bait.
And then
Be
by
like-
Magi's.
Be like, yeah, Punchy, go in there. We totally got you. Yeah. Just go in. And then on the
That's
backside, they
awful.
just use the solar flare and the shockwave on top of it, and do like massive AOE damage to them, and then just Hedon coming in with his shotgun and his Magi's, of course, and
Not losing his cigar while taking all
clapping
the kills.
cheeks there, as one does when he's on a crime city Graves, I guess.
That's your job. Where you
It's
take
like,
the
yeah,
skin, you
it's
just have to.
Yeah, I mean you have to be a menace. You have to show them. I mean, I'm called Don Rigoni. I know how you
You
sometimes
you
have
know
to-
what's
yeah,
going
yeah.
on
Sometimes people need a little bit of convincing, you know,
Yeah.
some tough love.
there. Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah,
You're this kind of guy.
yeah, yeah. Some
And maybe we're jumping right into the highlights of this game and seeing how fast this escalated, man.
they definitely escalated quite quickly, but just
Yeah.
a really chaotic fight overall. I mean, the Cillian was also pretty strong
And
over the
there
course
it-
of this game.
And there it goes with the first trade kill, I think so. Homel giving the first blood on Star.
But it wasn't
And
essentially
Kaigon-
trade, I guess. It was just like
Well, yeah, it was.
Kaigon making
Yeah.
up for like a mistake from his mid laner, which usually should not happen, I guess. It's fair to say. But
And then it
Homel-
happens again.
yeah.
He's not able to solo kill her.
But
Oh, that's the next.
Yeah.
It's the next one where
Yeah.
he's losing the solo. I think
they
it's this
they did
one.
like 7-Blades. They did a really good job of punishing Golden God for not having a flash.
Mm.
This was just beautiful. Look at that.
It was
He was
so
just
close, though.
sidestepping the culling and be like,
Mm.
no. Let's dance, my
And
dude."
that's the start of the abuse on the
Yeah.
bot lane. I mean, it started softly there, but they were not available to take down the Twitch, and that just gave
Yeah.
2 kills to Lustig.
Then also like the
And
Graves
of course
damage
on
already
one-
here was so
Yeah.
good.
One on the Graves and one on the Twitch. And that's not what you want, right? And they're careful because if I remember correctly, it's just gonna be enough. But there's Leona coming, so they are not taking the kill, and he's going.
And
He
he
died?
didn't even flash.
Yeah, he
there.
took the
Gets
kill.
wild
that's right.
growth
and then,
on top
and
of
then
it.
Punch is just like throwing a little auto attack. Hello.
But like just the
taking
fact
it.
that Hummel was not able to take him down there with the culling when he had no flash and he couldn't move out of the way. Yeah, then this was Kaigon just overstepping here, getting out of his depth and then just being taken down here. Good re-engage though, and Hummel there gets the kill. But
there-
then he
there
was
the
out of
splits.
position and
Yeah.
his team was like, yeah, never mind. Also, kind of a blunder here that Imagine was not part of that fight, and
And
so
imagine dying
Lustig
on,
just having the upper hand here.
dying on
Luna
this.
just not giving a single care in the world here.
And that minion.
Oh, look at it.
that's
Oh, MVP
awful.
minion. But it's also, I didn't realize, like the minion picked it up and walked
Yeah.
it forward into
like-
Imagine.
Is this yours?
Sir, you dropped something. Here, have it back.
And that was one interesting fight. That was
Yeah.
really close to turning around, but look at Punchy, man. You just can't ignore him, and you can't face
But
him.
then, look, this was the realized, this was the moment where he's like, yeah, this is me. You might wonder how I got here. And he's like in the middle of 4 people. But just how ahead they are, they can keep pressing forward here. And then he don't like,
But
guys, we need those kills.
I kind of have to give credits to 7-Base because they did a much better game. Although there,
And
there
I
are a lot
appreciate-
of mistakes, though,
Yeah.
it's still much better. Vision speaking, and of course play speaking. Look at that. The execution is good. And they managed to take
This
kills
was their
like
best
these.
play, I think.
Yeah.
This was just super well coordinated there, and getting the kill early onto the Twitch, and they actually
Mm.
managed to kill him twice here. And I think then it would have been best to just back away completely. But they actually
It's-
managed
yeah,
to turn it around here and they
Yes.
actually win the team fight.
Homo surviving there and they being able to take down Looney, but the thing is Hidden is still there.
Rita was just the MVP in that fight. His shields were on point. And he don't just like, he makes the best of a bad situation. And this was actually pretty dangerous because Imagine got another huge shot.
Look at the
Look
damage.
at this damage. Oh my gosh,
That's two
The
auto
entire
attacks.
team.
Two
Yeah.
auto attacks, putting everyone to mid.
Yeah, but look at Hedon. He's just like quick throwing into the back line and show and be like, yeah.
I got you guys.
You might have taken down one AD carry, but I'm still alive. And then just finishes them off with the collateral damage.
But still, there's some things like here, Punchy dying alone, not being
Yeah.
in the range
Yeah. This is
of
like
Zilia, not
Yeah,
even
but look at
being
this.
there.
Like, oh, just a shockwave
shockwave.
into the solar flare. Oh, just incredible here. And Luna was such a menace here. Gets the triple kill there. After an awesome performance this game. Unfortunately, no quarter there for him. I mean, this is worrisome when the when the enemy when the enemy support is one level down below your top laner. That's like a game state you don't want to be in. And yes, level 17 Graves, of course, also packing quite a bit of a punch.
Yeah, I mean that was for no doubt, and I mean by no stretch of the imagination a tough game.
Yeah.
But I think I do believe they did a lot better than the first game.
Absolutely, and I cannot stress this enough. I mean, like everybody knew coming into this, like Lostic, they have like on paper the 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 lot stronger players, just judging by pure elo. They also have a lot more experience when it comes to competitive play. Seven Blades is a quite new roster actually,
Yeah.
but just I really appreciate them not throwing in the towel after the first game was so dominant. Quite the contrary, they really
Yeah.
fought hard and tried their very best in the second game. Yes, of course, Lostic, they overstepped and they played pretty greedy, which is okay to do, I guess, under these circumstances. But they really made him sweat for it at some point, and this, I think, is a really big part coming into this, that you still keep trying even if you know you are the underdog. You don't give up. You keep trying your best. And in the end, like, they nearly managed to come back, at least for a little bit there. And overall, it was an enjoyable game to watch and an enjoyable series overall. And we have our first finalist here with that. But we also have something else prepared, which is an interview with our winners here. So we have the top laner here for Lostic, which I'll have to ask how to properly pronounce his name actually in a second here, which I think it's Ludendorff. But we'll head into the interview right away, and I'm sure he can let us know in a bit. Okay, we're still waiting for a short second. And there we go. Good evening, good sir. Can you hear us?
I think he can, but we can't.
Yeah, I think either he's still muted or he's muted on our output side, as we have Lundorf from Team Lostic here. We might have to fix that up here real quickly. His lips are moving, either he's trolling us or we really can't hear him, which would be funny though. I did that in the past to people. How to make people freak out when they got you on camera. Just start moving your lips but don't actually say anything. Always. Great fun to be had. Great fun to be had. So, yeah, worlds, right?
So back at it. No, I think our team is doing their best to fix it
Yes.
as soon as possible.
Okay, so look, I appreciate this when players do this, like Lundorf, and his last name is Lundorf. I think that's just a smart move, because like I can only command that. I mean, I'm called Don Rigoni and my last name is Rigoni, so I appreciate a fellow creative mind here in the League of Legends space. So let's see if we can hear him now. Maybe try again. Can you hear us?
Yeah, hello.
Okay, yeah, this is
Yeah,
perfect.
I can hear you, but can you hear me?
Yes, you're still
Okay, nice.
rather quiet, to be honest. Maybe move your mic a little bit closer to your face, if that's a
I
possibility.
think this should be normal. I think you have to turn up your volume.
Yeah, so please, production, heighten up this man's beautiful voice here.
Test 1 2 3. Hello.
Yeah. We can hear you. We'll keep rolling with it and adapt as we go. So good evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Thank you.
How was the game for you guys from your perspective?
Well, it was a fun game, you can say. If you can say that. It was
So-
quite fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially during the second game, you kinda Punchy had quite of a hard time. Like in the beginning, I think he had the game of his lifetime, and then you guys were like, no, we're not gonna let you get off with that kind of KDA. We're gonna use you as bait. Was that kind of the plan?
No, I think he didn't buy mid guys, so we had like
Punish.
I said I didn't want to ult him.
Yeah.
So we need to punish him.
Yeah.
Since he definitely broke some rules.
Yeah, I mean, right?
Um,
Magi is such a good fit for Twitch's kit,
Mm.
as that expunge
Yeah,
damage
especially-
just goes through the roof. Imagine,
Yeah,
like,
like the AP scalings on his E is really good. Also on Graves W, really good AP
yeah,
scalings.
that's true. That's true.
So
Well, fun fact:
he
the
was quite
scaling,
trolling.
like, we're memeing now a bit, but the scaling on Twitch is actually pretty good when it comes to AP. It just makes no sense in building it because, like, his ultimate has no use then.
It's not because you don't see sense that there is no sense. I mean, these guys sow sense where nobody saw it.
Yeah, yeah, it's like the full-on Magi's meta coming into this. So yeah, this I think we can all agree this was a bit of a one-sided showing by you guys. While you you took the whole game convincingly well, you didn't troll, I guess, too hard. But coming into the grand finals that will be taking place not too far from now, what are your preparations going to look like?
Well, I mean, we haven't been scrimming that much, or we haven't actually been scrimming, so I don't know who are we like. Who are the potential we can face?
I think the option you have the options between Lausanne and
Noetic.
Noetic Frost. Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I think we'll just look at them and like draft around. I don't think it'll be a big problem since I think there's a big mid gap in every game since our mid laner is like just that good. He never gets solo killed or anything, so
Yeah, I mean, he was able
Yeah.
to pick up solo kills on an Orianna against the Lucian of
Being
all
1-3.
yeah,
Being one.
he's. I
Yeah, but I
he's
think
the best.
I think he also got a bit. He also was a little bit disappointing on the whole Magi's idea there. He rushed it right away, which is something I really commend. But then he like just he like it seemed like he didn't want to get any stacks. Why was that? Was it like,
Yeah,
come on guys?
I don't think he like read the passive. Like when you die, you lose it. But
Yeah.
again, that's just how it is. They
Yeah,
just
that's
put
it.
him in on duty next week, so I don't have to play it.
That's pretty good. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I mean, beside the fun, you guys obviously had this game. I still think you managed to do proper moves to have a decent vision control. I mean, there are a lot of things you did properly, and there. Did you allow yourself to have fun on certain and specific things only? Because to me, it looks you still gave your best for the rest of the game.
I mean, we try hard until we know like
Yeah.
the game is not losable anymore. So
Yeah.
I mean, in the early game, we are like try hard. At least in the game one, we are trying harding since we want to win. We want to go to the grand finals, right, and represent our organization and win because we are competitive, right? So of
Mhm.
course we want to do that. So yeah, we are try harding, but we also try to have a bit of fun.
You
when
you
we
I
know
think
it's
you
not-
you were very talented to identify when was the time you cannot lose and just just using that to have some fun, which I think hopefully the other team did
Yeah.
also because I mean you can also have fun when you know there is no coming back. Maybe I
I
hope
think
so.
you personally also had a pretty good time in deciding who lives and who dies, not only with your bombs, but also like by choosing who gets ulted.
I mean we
Yeah, I
should
mean,
we should have your discords recorded sometimes just to know what's going on there. I think that might
Ult me! Ult me! Ult me!
uh,
No.
yeah, I think
Say
Golden God
please.
was screaming for an ult in some fights when I didn't really want to ult him because he was taking my blues when I should have been getting them.
that's
See?
And
unforgettable.
Just
Punchy was
mean.
also trolling me, so you know,
You can show
I
him.
will only ult my jungler because he always comes top.
Yeah.
Because he's a good dog.
So maybe at this point, on a little more serious note, at least, you guys are of course incredibly strong and talented individually. So what would like your big advice be for any of our viewers who have tuned in tonight, watch you guys outperform your opposition here tonight, and who are looking to improve and maybe at some point get to a similar level or to be able to compete on like a similar level at least?
I mean, just have fun, like playing, I think that's yeah. I don't know. It's like it's a bit random, you know. If you want to get good, you just like if you just play enough, you will get good, but you also have to improve at the same time. So it has to be productive if when you're playing. So if you're just having fun, it's like it will work out because you will always get better the more time you spend at something. Like you will master it eventually.
Yeah, and I think that's a really, really nice input. So try to get on top of your games, try and improve. You have to play a lot because if you want to master your craft, you need some time and dedication. But that, of course, is a lot easier when you're having fun. And I think that's a very, very crucial point that we shouldn't forget. So before we head out of this interview on that very, very nice notes, any last mentions from your side? Where can people maybe find you on social media? Any shout outs from your side?
I mean, you can find Lustig on Twitter. I think it's Lustig CH. And otherwise, you can also follow us players on Twitter if you want to. I think that's the only social media we have. But yeah, go follow Lustig. They're a nice organization, really kind towards us. So yeah, go follow them.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for your openness and yeah, your insights here on the upcoming Magi meta. I'm curious whether we're gonna see any of that at Worlds. Maybe top esports will be smurfing as hard at some point. But with that, actually, thank you very, very much. We're gonna see you in about 1.5 weeks at the grand finals at the Hero Fest. Or will you be actually joining us live, or will you be playing remote?
Well, since we actually don't know, since Denmark is like the Danish government is saying traveling to Switzerland right now is probably not the smartest decision. So we are like me and Hidden, who are both Danish. We are not sure what's going to happen.
So yeah, you can
Sadly.
you can see it's not easy holding the whole tournament here, and also with the travel current travel restrictions. We of course will be able to figure something out, but one thing is for sure: Lundorf, Hidon, and of course also the rest of Lostic between Luna, Punchy, and Golden God. They will be playing at the Hero Fest finals on the 11th of October. Until then, I wish you a very nice evening. Stay healthy, and yeah, see you soon.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
And there we are.
Lovely gentlemen we had there, and yeah, it was just. I think it's just great that coming into this season we actually have this feature of players joining us on camera for a small post-game interview. And even though that was a bit of a one-sided match, I think he still was able to share some nice advice there on how to improve when it comes to the beautiful game that is League of Legends. And with this win, we also, as I mentioned previously, have our first finalist. And how that looks on the bracket, we'll have a look here. On Friday, we'll actually be finding out who will be joining them in the grand final at the Hero Fest in Bern, whether it's going to be Noetic Frost or Fragbox Gaming.
Wasn't it Lausanne before?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it's actually Fragbox.
Yeah,
it is Fragbox.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, it was because I was like, I thought Lausanne won the first game, and like, just go with it. But apparently, we had a little swapperoo there. So yeah, Fragbox has advanced and will be taking their shot at making it to the grand finals. Both of these organizations actually they have never made it to the grand final in the past here of the Swisscom Heroleague powered by ESL, and neither has Lostic. So I personally think it's great that we have so many new faces here.
Yeah, well, not everyone from Lostic, because we have some known faces there.
That is true.
But yeah,
that is true. I agree with that one, and yeah, I think it was a great series of games we had tonight, and certainly was a lot of fun to witness and to cast as well.
Absolutely, and it was a real pleasure to have you on my side.
Likewise, likewise. It's always good fun, and I'm looking forward to you joining me in the grand finals already. If you guys out there want to see more of us here in the Swisscom Hero League, we don't only stream League of Legends, but we also have Clash Royale as well as CSGO. For Clash Royale, we're unfortunately already done with all matches and playoffs for this season. We're only waiting for the grand final there that will be taking place Saturday in a week, so on the 10th of October, also at the Hero Fest in Bern. But then we also have CSGO in our roster, so to speak, and there we'll be holding playoffs tomorrow and on Thursday, also at 8 p.m. and joining you live on stream and commenting all the matches will be Remo, Kairos, John and Spirits, who'll do their very best to hype up all those frags, headshots, and
man, they're good at it.
flicks that will be and what?
And man, they're good at it.
Yeah, they're really good at it. I mean, we're just booster casters here for League, and I think just fits the script, I guess. Too many dad jokes. Is there even such thing as too many dad jokes?
Not as a dad, can't tell you that. Sorry.
I dare to doubt. Okay, sorry. And of course, that's been it from our side. I think we should really get out of this. My name is Don Rigoni, and joining me once again tonight was the lovely Strawberry Pie. We'll be back on Friday with some more League of Legends playoff action. Until then, guys, stay happy and healthy, and see you guys then.
Take care. Goodbye.
Das gute Gefühl, wenn du bereit bist. Schon bereit, immer noch bereit. Bereit. Bereit aufzustehen. Der Mut zusammenzunehmen und...
Fest daran zu glauben.
Weil heute ist dein Tag.
Mein erster Schultag.
Bereit, sich zu beweisen.
Ich kann das.
Bereit für den nächsten Schritt. Für neue Projekte. Und Möglichkeiten von der vernetzten Welt.
Darum reden wir mit unseren Kunden nicht einfach über Technik, sondern sagen ihnen, was sie davon haben.
Darum sind wir da oben.
Auch in einem Bergdörfli?
Mitten drinnen und auch da unten. Damit die Schweiz bereit ist. Damit Sie bereit sind. Bereit fürs Leben.
You love it, you wear it. What's your style? Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
la sensation d'être prêt. Déjà prêt, toujours prêt. Prêt ? Prêt à se lever, à prendre son courage à deux mains et...
Croire dur comme fer.
Aujourd'hui, c'est ton jour.
Mon premier jour d'école.
Prêt à relever le défi.
Ça, j'arrive.
Prêt pour la prochaine étape. Pour de nouveaux projets et pour les possibilités d'un monde connecté.
C'est pour ça qu'avec nos clients, on ne parle pas que de technique. On leur dit aussi ce qu'elle leur apporte.
Parce que nous sommes là-haut,
jusqu'au village les plus reculés,
à tous les niveaux et tout en bas, pour que la Suisse soit prête. Pour que vous soyez prêts. Prêts pour la vie.
Came for the darkest regions, wrapped in a cloak of light. Minus a focus high, so trying to get my opus right. Throw my doubts aside, I climb the mountainside. And when I reach the peak, the view I see will not be fly. Feel the pressure, but it's relative to the man I measure. No time for hesitation, finally time to step up. And when you're feeling deep in your bones and it's on you're fed up, you're close to the glass ceiling. Keep your head up, see your dreams as a goal. That's how I'm seeing mine, achieve my full potential. Let all the demons pre my shine.
You ready? Huh? Hey, he's a good boy, huh? You ready? Huh?
Start your esports career now at play.eslgaming.com.
Look into my past and I count the numbers of the dreams that I left behind. I don't even care now that I've discovered a new kind of peace of mind. Up above us, looking down on us, there's an angel I know. We don't need to worry or discuss much. It's time for me to hit the road. Take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night, sleep through the sunrise. Take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night. And I take it all or nothing at all. Driving through the night till I'm at your door. Go outside, stay up all night. Sleep
up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up.